I'm out of focus already.
What is up? Where are you, dude?
Oh, just as a surprise, maybe I moved. Maybe I didn't.
I know where you are. Already. You're in the green screen room.
Yeah.
And you're all blurry in the green. And look at you with that nice close shave. What's going on there?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Got tired
there
of
you
the
go. There you go. And look, new Indie Invasion shirt. Bam. Shorts. Go order yours right now. We'll wait.
I mean, this picture would almost work if it wasn't like, daytime.
Right. That's almost good because, it's nice down here. So what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Indie Invasion Shorts. Sorry we weren't with you guys last week. I was picking up a desk at the church, and the desk said, nope, go ahead and put me down. And so I did. And so I was medicated and laid up in the bed, but I am mucho better now. And, there's Alder. Good morning, Alder. Got my coffee. My coffee cup matches my shirt.
Stinks getting old, don't it? Whoa.
Well, yeah, it wasn't really so much an old thing as the room I was in was super narrow, and I was trying to lift the desk, so there was nowhere to. It was just. It was like a perfect storm of bad things. So, but anyway, got it taken care of and all that good fun stuff. So
that's good. Anyway, that's good.
Yes. How are you in your fancy house there with the piano? I like the piano.
I'll play the piano later. Maybe that'll be a theme music.
I was going to say, could you hop up and go play us a little ditty there? Maybe some chopsticks?
Yeah.
Not so much. Well, there's Ron and Greg. Hey, how you doing?
What's up, man? Guys? What's up, guys?
Haven't seen you in a while. That is Greg. And for you guys that want to go check out a YouTube channel, he's got a cool one. It's called Cranky Old Gamer. He's got a lot of BattleTech stuff, Deep Wars, which, I still love Deep Wars. It's just, There's Tonio. Hello, sir. By the way, Tonio posted the giant, the old Black Scorpion miniatures giant, and I cannot wait to see that painted. That model is so very cool. I love that model. So if you haven't seen that one, pop over to
Discord.
Our Discord. Whoa, derailed there. Right? Whoa. Did you hurt your brain or your back the other day, man? Right? Hey, look, Josh is here too. What's happening, Josh? Long time no see, like week and a half or something like that. So anyway, pop over to the Discord if you're not on that yet, because that is where Tonio posted a picture, which is super cool. And my teenager's about to be embarrassed because he realizes I'm live and he's right there walking.
I missed him.
There he is. There he is. Look, we're tracking. We gotta making it worse for him.
So what have you been working on?
I have been working on, one of the guys in the Coastal Con group, Shay Wallace, he, I had asked in the Twisted group if anybody had any of the Infamy models from Infamy Miniatures, and he had a bunch of them. So I was like, how much, man? And so he gave me a really good price, and I bought a whole bunch of them from him because the game is defunct. It didn't quite make it. And I don't think the rule book ever made it, but the miniatures are awesome. In fact, some of the minis are sculpted by Sebastian Archer, who's one of the designers of Twisted. And so I've been working on those models, and I've also been working on a new table, which if you're in the Discord,
that's nuts. You're nuts. That's
or the Coastal Con group, or the Twisted Facebook group. If you're in any of those, you can check out the pictures of the board that I was finishing up this evening.
Man,
did you see that?
Oh man, is that going to be your new demo table?
That's going to be mine for the Scions. So since Alan and I will be running demos together, we'll use that one for kind of the faction, the Scions of the Sand, and then. That's why there's sand on the table, and then he's working on, he's got his 17 FDM printers printing up a sewer board. So,
okay, cool. Well, this past week, I got a Kickstarter in the mail. I got my Twilight Kickstarter from the
Ooh.
last one, and I already started working on this big beastie
Oh.
mainly because he posted up I think a couple days ago about a contest, a painting contest.
Ooh.
That I think he's going to do online with his Twilight Day, and then just in general, people want
Mm.
to if you want to paint like the whole squad, or if you want to just paint a big nasty
Right.
beastie. So, and I've always liked this big worm looking guy. So,
Yeah, I love the Kadeshi models. I like all of his Twilight stuff. I like all the Twilight stuff.
yeah,
I just haven't. I've only played a handful of times, but the times that I've played, if you're looking for a game that really does some different mechanics that are super fun, I highly encourage you to check out Twilight by Mike Thorpe. It's I think the
look at
coolest
that.
thing about Twilight is his daughter helps do all the packaging. So
Yeah, yeah,
you'll get a little card in there that says your package was packaged by his daughter. It was yours. There you go.
yeah.
Yep.
Emily.
It's awesome. So, it's just those little things that kind of make it. Plus the sculpts are amazing and the game's awesome. And Mike Thorpe's a really cool guy too. So
Yeah.
all kinds of cool stuff. So, speaking of Kickstarters is Thunder
There's a
Road.
Thunder Road is back. Yes, I
Thunder
posted on
Road.
Facebook. It's back. They did some adjustments. They finished off some. I think one of the problems is they didn't have a lot of the boards finished or cards, and the actual cars themselves weren't finalized. And
Mm.
there was some, and they said this in a statement when they pulled it. What was November, I think,
Yeah.
that they wanted to finish out a couple things because they
Yeah.
felt like they just kind of pushed them through a little too fast. But there's some gameplays already online too.
Oh,
If
are
you
there?
go,
I didn't even.
yeah, if you go to the page, the Kickstarter page, there's like two of them. I watched one last night with the Murphy brothers. I
Okay.
like those guys do a lot of board games, and those guys are goofballs, and they're playing through an actual scenario. And
Oh, cool.
man, dude, it looks good.
Yeah.
They added quite a bit of new, different stuff from the original,
Well,
but
I
good
mean, it
stuff.
was a Milton Bradley,
Yeah.
really nothing to it kind of game. It was Candyland with post-apocalyptic cars,
I
really.
mean, it looks like it has so much more chaos, but you can mitigate that chaos, which
Right.
just makes it generally fun.
Right.
Um, so yeah,
Also, so Greg, Twilight. So the thing about Twilight is for theme, if you can imagine the Dark Crystal theme, with except there's well, I mean the Dark Crystal doesn't really have humans either, but it has the Gelflings, which are sort of humanoid. Well, Twisted. Twilight doesn't have any of that. Everything is a non-human, uh, and it very much has a Dark Crystal vibe,
yeah,
but it's
yeah,
not the Dark Crystal. Like it's not a carbon copy of it, but it's what you think of when you look at it. It needs its own word, like Josh's games.
yeah.
Because I
It's
remember when we did the interview with Josh a long time back, and he said his settings are grimsicle. I love the grimsicle, but Twilight kind of has its own setting where it needs its own name. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Because it
it's
it it
kind of
does evoke
fantasy.
that dark.
Not
It
kind of,
evokes that dark crystal.
yeah. That's probably
So
the closest, easiest way to describe it because, like you said, there's no humans in it, and it's
right.
just all these not fantasy races, but just completely,
Yeah.
foreign races in it that are
Todd,
very original.
yes, Todd. It does have a faster pace than the Dark Crystal. It's a fairly quick paced game. So, Greg, Relic Blade or Twilight? Huh. So it depends on what you're after. So Relic Blade's going to play a lot quicker, just because of the nature of the game. You're going to get 5 or 6 games in, and it's got a little bit more of an upgradable campaign system with the weapons. Like with the card upgrades,
Yeah,
and then you can find the relics. But it's kind of, and don't mishear me, because I love Relic Blade. I think it's a top 10 game easy every time. but it's fantasy. You know what I mean? It's a
Straight up
fantasy
fantasy.
thing. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just it's a fantasy thing. It's not gonna blow your mind setting wise. It is a fantasy game. Twilight's gonna kind of, you're gonna go, wow, this is just so, everything is so much different. So kind of depends on what you're looking for. It doesn't play a long. It's not a long game, but it's
It's got
a
some
small
original
scale
mechanics
skirmish.
in it.
Definitely
Yeah.
has some very cool mechanics. And as always, Alder has my back, and I gotta go Twisted. There you go. Thank you,
I
Alder.
almost
I
beat
appreciate
you.
it.
I
Well,
was on it.
I was giving you a little bit of,
Give you a little
pause there.
pause.
A little bit of pause, because you already missed 2 and you got called out. Ron called you out,
He did.
but you already missed the Twisted Bell twice. So,
Not tonight.
oh yeah, tonight you already missed it twice. See, it's
I'm
that
not going to
big
ring it
piano
every
in the back
time you say the
distracting you.
word.
Yeah, no, that's the other thing too, Greg. Alan pointed out in the comments there are no dice. You have stones, which is, at first I was like, as probably most of us that watch this show are, as soon as you go, there's no dice, you go, wait a minute. I have 4,273 dice and they all have names and I want to use them. But it's okay. It's okay because it's phenomenal. You just got to check it out. It's really good. And it's got the bag draw for activations. You got to check it out. It's a really good game. I think, aren't the basic rules downloadable? I don't remember because
so. It's been a while since I've been on
because
the
I just
download
straight
section.
up. Yeah, well, I don't remember if it was downloadable because I remember when we first talked to Mike, he sent us a copy PDF, and I don't remember. Is there any subject today? Yes, Alder, there is. We're
Rambling,
gonna
I guess.
rambling. The ramble rambled a little longer than the rambling should have rambled.
Well, on that note, maybe we should get to our subject. We mentioned you
fine.
doing boards, your theme boards for demos, and since you were just at Siege of Augusta about 2 weeks ago, that's put on by the, let's see if I can get this right, the Mid-South Historical Miniature Gaming Group, right?
There you go. Yep,
Got it.
that's them.
I thought we chat about demos.
Yes.
Basically, like what you like about giving them and also trying them at cons or local stores, besides Twisted and WWX. what games have you demoed for?
Oh, have I demoed? Oh, okay. So the games that I've demoed on a regular basis, I kind of try to focus game wise what I'm doing. So typically I'll do Deep Wars Shadow Sea. That's kind of a slash, really, because it's essentially the same game. So Deep Wars Shadow Sea, haven't run those in a while. And to be honest, it's because most of the product is coming out as 3D prints now. And
yeah,
I don't have a resin printer, so I've just kind of stopped. Not yet. Go back and watch the other show. Maybe we got to do another one and convince me. But Drowned Earth and Twisted. I used to run a lot of Wild West Exodus in first edition.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of my gateway game into running demos. Was Wild West Exodus, and I'd do a big spread and just do a whole bunch of stuff. But I'm really interested in what everybody who's listening thinks about when you go to get a demo game. Like, what are you looking for? What are some of the things that put you off? And I'll tell you one thing that sticks out in my mind, and this is like a good thing, bad thing. I remember at Adepticon 2017, the year that we met, I was trying to get a demo of Arena Rex.
Yes, that place was packed. You couldn't even get in there, booth.
You could not get in. And that's a good bad, because it was like, well, I really wanted to try the game, but I didn't get an opportunity to. But at the same time, those guys, by the end of the night, they just fell asleep on the floor right there. You know what I mean? Because they had such a wonderful turnout.
That's a hard job giving a demo. Just doing it at a con before. I did it. Last time I did it, I think, was PAX Unplugged in Philly for Wild West Exodus. And I mean, that's a full out con, you know, not quite Gen Con size, but man, that booth was there's always somebody there waiting in the wings.
Right. Well, I already got a couple comments here. So Alan
go ahead.
says, bad is unpainted minis in simple terrain. Yeah, you don't go with unpainted minis. That's redonkulous. Todd, energetic demo dude, it's a must. I could not agree with that
Need a
statement
shirt with
more.
that on the back.
Right? That needs to go
Demo
needs to go up
dude.
on Redbubble, man. Yeah, absolutely. Because I have seen demos of guys that are running the game, and you're like, do you like this game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, that could be a number of factors. It could be they're tired, that's it. Like I said, it's not a easy job, but our talking points, what we got here from Ron?
Ron says, demo person that knows the game and can get me engaged.
Yeah.
I can tell when they don't and what they're just doing it to get a badge or something. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And then last quick one before we go on to your points there is Greg saying, and I agree with this. Don't do a sales pitch. Show me concepts and basic mechanics. Don't try to show me everything. I agree with that 100%.
And that's tough as a demoer to not show them everything where you're overwhelming them. And their heads like getting ready to explode. You see the smoke. So you just want to capture that interest,
Yeah.
So
when I do twisted demos, I don't use any of the magic, none of it. I'm just like, let me, like Alan says in the comments here, I'm going to show you how to move. I'm going to show you how to fight. I'm going to show you how you roll the dice and how the mechanics work. And
none of the strategic kind of stuff.
Yeah. And I like one of the things that I'll do is when I go through the card, there's a lot of information on a twisted card. And when I go through the card, I'm going to give you a real fast crash course in it because I'm going to show you while we're moving and while we're doing stuff. I don't want you standing there for 5 minutes while I'm explaining stuff to you. I want you moving models.
Yeah.
Or as typically happens with me, breaking my models.
That's why.
Because at Siege, I had the first demo. I had an instant injury. Okay.
All right. So
hold on. We got to do this one because
we got to do one more.
Controversial, but I agree with this one. Josh says, let the one getting the demo win if you can. I agree with that.
If you can. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you're just like, man, you roll worse than I do. This is awful. Absolutely awful. But yeah, I agree with that 100%. I don't try to win the game unless I'll try to win if it's like their 5th time coming back to the table and we're almost at the point where we're really just playing a game.
Yeah. And a lot of times what's good in that case is, especially if you get groups there, is don't play it, but just oversee it and let them face each other.
Yes, that is a great thing. I remember we were at Siege of Augusta several years ago, and I took my oldest son, the one who always walks in the back. I took him with me. He went over to the Firelock Games table where they were running Blood and Plunder demos. He must have played, and I talked to Mike Tunez just the other day too, and he remembered Fernando. He must have played demos for 7.5 hours over there to the point where Mike and the other guy running demos, they quit running demos and Fernando started running them. So that's a win right there, man.
Yeah, that's funny. All right. So speaking of giving a demo, let's open a little bit with why run a demo? Why would you go to a con or a store and run a demo? And you know what? I got to switch my picture real quick here.
Oh, okay. What do you got now?
This.
Oh, look, you're blocking Nando though. Oh, it's me and you playing. There you go. It's me. You got to turn a little bit because it looks like you're ignoring me. So
how about that?
That's perfect. That's good right there. That's good. That's good.
So yeah, why would you run a demo at these? First thing that I pop in, into my head, and it's one of the things that got me doing Wild West Exodus was to get more players to play the game. So I have bigger group. It's not just me and one other person. It's how you kind of start to build a community in your local area.
It's the selfish motivation. It is. That's what you're doing. You're trying to get people. I run demos so that I can get more people to play the games that I love so that I can lose to them. Not just in the demo. I mean, in the regular games too.
Yeah. And then I think another point for this is why you would do it is an important thing is what's your approach for giving one to somebody that has no clue about the game? We kind of touched on it a little bit. We give them an overview, very basic. This is how you move. This is how you fight. These are what the units,
Yeah.
you kind of go quickly over them. Maybe it's got a backstory like with Twisted or you like that, or
like
my
that.
Wild
That's
West
good.
Exodus, or there's so many games that have
Right.
like a backstory for these characters because it creates that narrative of why do you want to play it to begin with.
I think you have to know how to do that. And I'll tell you why is because when a kid comes up to your table, your first thing, yes, to crush your enemies, see them driven before you and hear the lamentation of their women. That's exactly why we do it.
Yeah.
But when the kids come up to the table, so now I have a problem with this a lot of times at demos, is guys don't want to run demos for kids because they're afraid they're going to break their models. Yes, they will. They're going to be annoying. Yes, they will. They're going to aggravate you. Yes, they will. But where are you going?
It's me.
Oh, you going to my side of the table?
Yeah, it's me and you versus Nando.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to lose.
We could take him.
He won the whole tournament, so we're hosed. But all of those things that people complain about, the thing about running a demo for a kid is you are running it at the lowest level that you have to for a lot of them to understand. You know what I mean? So you're practicing running it at the lowest level. And if you don't get kids playing tabletop games and they come over to look at your models and you're like, no, don't touch those. I'm gonna tell you something. Video games don't say no. And that's what they'll go play instead of tabletop games.
Yeah, and
that's the next generation of gamers, man.
Exactly. I think that's probably, I mentioned about one of the important things is your approach, but your approach with the kids, like you said, next generation, you don't want your favorite game or genre of games or, to basically dry up, you're going to be playing yourself.
Yeah.
That's about it.
And Alan made a good point too. He said Adam runs a great Don't Look Back demos, and he does. The two kids that he had playing with him came over and played Twisted with me right after they played Don't Look Back. So, and he did. And one of them was kind of annoying, but
that's kids.
Yeah, they're kids. Look, my kids are annoying sometimes too. But you know what? And it was incidentally, it was the kids that broke my model. But it's a model, man. You know what I mean? It's not that big of a deal. I do remember one thing when I was regularly running, I forgot this one, when I was regularly running Rumble Slam demos at conventions, when I was regularly doing that, if I had something broken, I had a contact at TT Combat and they would just send me a new model. So, and I mean, TT Combat's always been really good about, I did. They've always been really good about that kind of stuff. So anyway.
Okay. So, what do we like about giving them, opening someone up to a whole new world?
Yes.
Maybe, right? Yeah. More exposure for a great game, great indie game.
Twisted.
Someone would otherwise miss. I mean, that's a big reason why, we started the show, the independent game, publishers, they don't get a lot of exposure out there like the big guys out there.
Right, because it's going to be maybe one guy and he can't get to the, he's got a family and he can't get to the conventions either.
It's a lot of driving, right?
It is. It's a lot of driving. And I remember, so one of the things about that is that visual appeal. I distinctly remember the easiest game for me to ever run demos for was Deep Wars. And the reason is because every other table, and this is actually what inspired me to do the tables that I had for Wild West Exodus, is every single table is kind of gray, kind of drab, kind of all, just it was drab. All the settings there's no happy settings, you know what I mean, in most of the games that we play. But in Deep Wars, people would be across the room and they would see all of these colorful plants and stuff because you're playing a game underwater. So it's like this huge giant splash of color because it was so visually striking, and people would immediately come to the table.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say, whether they bought into the game or liked it or not, I generally had more people playing Deep Wars than anything else, just because of the visual appeal when they would walk up, as opposed to the walking by and kind of looking at the table.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to basically grab them, right?
Yeah.
Grab them
Yeah.
with the candy, the eye candy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Eye
So
candy for everyone.
how about trying a demo? So you guys out there in the studio audience can chime in on this one. What do you look for when you're going to try a demo? Do you want quick, fun game, deep world, action-filled theme, complicated, options with the rules? What are you guys looking for when you go to try a game for the first time?
I know, and we'll wait for some of the answers to come up, but what about you? What do you look for?
For me, a lot of times it's theme. I like looking at game demos and, seeing basically what's on the table. But say World War II game versus, a fantasy sci-fi type of game, I'm going to be drawn more to actually look closer at something that's more into my interest when it comes to that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look at a comic book board game way before I go look at something that's a Civil War tabletop game.
And one of the things for me is, because I play so many indie games, every time I bring a game to the couple of people I have around here that play, I have to teach the rules. So for me, I don't even care what the game is. Just tell me what I have to do and I'll roll dice without me having to read a rule book. You just said, what does this do? Okay. What about this one? Okay, I'll just roll the dice. Did I win? That's what I want to do in a demo, because I'm at that point. You know what I mean? I'm at that point when it happens. Now, Alan makes a good point too, and he and I discovered this, is having the product easily purchased.
Yeah.
He and I have made a habit of, there's been a couple years now that we started doing it, where my table is in front of his store's stuff, and he and I will talk before we go and be like, what are you demoing? Okay, I'm demoing this. Okay, that's what I'm going to bring.
Yeah.
And he'll say, I'm demoing these games, so I'm going to bring that stuff, because that's a win-win for him, because then everything that he's playing, he has for sale up there.
Yeah.
And
that was my next point in when you're doing a demo, is if you like it, does it have an easy light entry point? Do they have what you need to jump in at the booth or store that you demoed at, or do you have to kind of go hunt it out?
Right.
You may go home and be like, yeah, that was fun, but in a day, 2 days, you completely forget to go onto the internet and hunt it down. Especially if it's an independent game, it may be harder to find a distributor in your area. So if that place had it in stock or right there on the table while you're demoing it, as soon as you're done, you can grab one of those boxes and go check out.
Yep, absolutely. The impulse buy. So Todd's got 2 things up here real quick. Energetic demo dude is a must.
Here we go again.
Todd, you need to come do a demo with me, bro. I am all about that. And he also says, when is a demo a sales pitch, and is there a difference? And I don't think ultimately there is, honestly. I think it's just how you approach it. Yeah. Because when you're trying to get somebody in the game, you're making a sales pitch, because if they're going to play, they got to buy stuff. But am I doing it like a used car salesman, or am I the energetic demo dude who is so excited about the game that I want you to join me in this journey of enjoying the game?
Let me show you this cool thing that I'm into, because I want you to enjoy the cool thing that I enjoy.
Right. Absolutely. And let's see, what do we got? Greg says skirmish games, no large armies. I think that's really a big thing now. There's just a couple big army games that are still pushing, and there's a good crowd for it. But I think the skirmish levels really kind of it's taking over the world, if you
Yeah.
will. And with Ron here, same thing for me. Grunts is one that I play at cons that I don't play at home. I don't like 15 millimeter. And the guy that I play with occasionally at Siege, he wasn't there this past year. He always runs a big Grunts game, introduced me to it. I like to hang out with him, and I like to go play Grunts when I'm there, but I don't play it here.
Ron also said that, yeah, he agreed that theme has to catch them and make them want to know more about the game. That's a big thing when you're walking around looking at the demo tables. What else we got here?
Adam.
I want to get involved in the world. Narrative is a must. Yes, we talk a lot about narrative games. And I think narrative kind of just naturally goes with games and your interest.
Right.
Like kind of like I mentioned, it's narrative is going to pique my interest personally. And I'm sure a lot of you guys more than just something that's kind of bland and same old,
Yeah, absolutely. Alder. Someone needs to film Mac doing a demo for an example. We could do like a training video, right?
Yeah.
I am super excited when I do my demos, but here's the thing of why I'm always excited. It's always a game I love. Mm-hmm. And there's only a handful of games that I really, really, really play. First edition Wild West Exodus was the first one. And the Drowned Earth and Twisted, those are my go-to games, and I love to play those games so much that I play them solo when I don't have anybody to play with. So I can't help but be excited about the game I'm introducing someone to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because I don't have a game and I'm not selling you my product, I like the game.
Hey, Mini Warmutt, we're glad you still made it.
You did, because we went a little late. That's why you made it. And that's okay. That's okay. Greg says I'm not fake or cheesy. I'm kind of cheesy.
He's kind of
not
cheesy.
Really fake. I'm not really fake, but I am a little cheesy.
You did see him wear that goofy hat about a month ago, right?
Yeah, come on. That was my Christmas hat, man. Back off my Christmas hat.
And last one here from Todd. He's talking about he'd rather talk world and feel over how the game plays. Most booths he ends up chatting about the theme, rarely about mechanics. And actually, once you get home and you try the mechanics, if you don't like them, there are games we could change them how we want.
Absolutely.
Right? And keep the theme.
And I would say that this spot right here is where I struggle as a demo guy with the chatting about the theme. And normally it's okay, but if I get busy, I'm usually by myself.
Yeah. So
if I get busy, I can't go and just chat about it. I see that one from Adam.
You do?
I see it. So if I had a demo team, that would be awesome. So come on, Alder. You know the Twisted rules. Get over here and help me with some.
Just get one of those big yelling out, barking orders, the funnel megaphone things. Yeah.
Hey, Alder's not coming over here because he just posted pictures on Facebook of a really long motorcycle ride that he went on with his wife through some beautiful country out in Western Australia. And I'm gonna say, even after getting run over on my motorcycle, not once but twice, I was feeling the urge. I mean, if I'd have been there with him, I'd have probably jumped on one and gone with him. So.
Okay, I'm going to throw this up so everybody gets to see it. Mac and cheese.
I thought I was Mr. Hardcover. What's going on, man?
Well, yeah, you got a lot. I'm going to have to make a shirt with just a paragraph of nicknames.
Ron says, send me some minis. I'll demo Twisted. And Todd, you'll be the Twisted hype man. Be careful. I might hold you guys to that.
Yeah.
Oh, Greg, you got to look at Twisted. First of all, as the high quality painter that you are, you will love
those. Yeah,
you will love the models. You will absolutely love them. And as a side note, you can get them at Discover Games, discover-games.net, because the game's actually out of Australia.
Welcome to the show, Greg.
Alan. Yes, welcome. Come into the mess that we are. But Alan carries Twisted, so that's a definite plus. So it doesn't take 500 years to get your stuff from Australia. So anyway, I think it's your turn to take us out because
My turn?
we missed a week and we were super chatty. I'm just throwing that out there. A bunch
Yeah.
of chatty Cathys going on over here.
All right. Let me switch some stuff and get ready here because I'm messing around. And move this so I can actually see it. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in, invaders. If you're new to the show or just want some more content, you can find more audio content for us on all podcast platforms for your listening pleasure. And you can check out some video over on our YouTube channel where we're doing unboxings and just kind of overviews of stuff and all kinds of cool things there. And also, if you want to support us, please visit us on all the social platforms like Facebook, Instagram, see what we're getting into, and join the growing community over on Discord. And you can find all these links to the show. All you have to look at is the website right there, KoastalCon website. And you can actually listen to the audio on there.
Yes,
we have a little player in there, so that's kind of cool. And if you want to help us out a little bit more, you can support us over on Patreon, Indie Invasion. We'd appreciate it. Throw a couple shekels our way.
Ooh, shekels. Sweet.
Shekels. Tapping into that Twisted.
There you go. That would be pounds, though, or a farthing.
Yeah, probably. And you can also check us out at Redbubble store, Redbubble/people.
Look, I got my hoodie.
Look at Max got his hoodie. He's
got my hoodie. You noticed I don't have it on because I live in South Carolina, so it got too. I had it on, but it got too hot. So
I would have needed mine and yours the other day, dude. So
got too hot, man.
But yeah, you can check out all kinds of things there. And it's since he's not here, I'm calling him out. Spaz, we have a dress for you.
Oh yeah, there's a dress, and you sir said it's not a mini skirt, but it's a dress.
Hey, you can make alternations.
You can do alterations. It's all good. It's all good.
Right. That's right.
Also, last note though, so KoastalCon is back on.
Yeah.
Managed to find a place. So if you happen to be in the Southeast or you just feel like taking a trip, February 25th through the 27th. This is our first 3 days. First time doing 3 days for the con. We're live. We're making it happen. And we're just going to kind of see what happens because the venue's a little bit smaller, but the venue's a whole lot cheaper.
Yeah, and
a whole lot cheaper.
If you guys want more information, head over to the KoastalCon website.
Yeah.
You can find out more details there. Max,
go to the Facebook group. Actually,
Facebook group.
Get more on the Facebook group. Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna get better gouge over there
because you got links to the hotel, and you guys can get kind of a deal and stuff like that. Okay. Well, guys, until next week, since we're going on awful long, prepare yourself for the invasion. Talk to you later.